Watching this video, fortunately for you, my first repair, cleaning the switch, didn't make it work, so I'm having to take it apart again. My first recording on my tablet didn't record sound, so that wouldn't have been very helpful to you. This otherwise, other than being a second take, is still my first DIY video. I was not planning to do one. There are good videos out there on how to get the door panel off, how to get the main switch assembly out of the driver's door, and then videos on how to clean or fix the components inside. My challenge was, how do you get this apart once you've got it out? And fortunately, I figured it out without breaking anything. The plastic is pretty pliable, not really brittle, but you do still want to be careful with it. All I used to take it apart was just a small flathead screwdriver. And so once you have gotten the main switch assembly out of the door, everything pretty much is either universal, doesn't matter which way you put it, or is keyed so it will only go one way. So that is nice of Nissan or whoever designed this. Okay, to get the switch compartment, I guess you would call it, away from the case, there are these little white tabs holding it, and there are 3 on each side, and it may fight you a little bit to reconnect when you loosen one and then another, but it's pretty easy to pop off of there. And once you can get one side free, and it's going to, of course, give me more trouble my third time doing it than it has the other times. Came off nice and easy. There you go. Once you get it freed up on one side, the other side almost comes off without having to even work it. So once you get that white base off, the challenge for me was figuring out how to get the motherboard and circuitry apart from the switches. 2 key points here. Do it with the switches pointed down. There are some little pieces that for me fell out and I had to figure out where they went in properly. So do it with the switches pointing down. And the only thing that's holding this in, really, and you can see it's already loose there, but it's not going to come off if you pull and pull. The lock button for the windows, just pry it off gently. And once that snaps off, and again, keep switch side down, but the motherboard switches will just lift right out. If it falls out of your hand or something, the 2 pieces that are going to fall out is this little contact and this one. This little one on the door lock switch, it has a little tiny tab on one side, I don't know if you can see it there, that slides inside a groove on the outer side of its track, and there's a little lever that it is moved by. So just put this entire gap over that little lever, and then it's going to slide in its little space there. And it only goes in one way. It's not hard to get it in. It just seats right in there, and that little tab will slide in a limited track space. The one on the automatic driver up or down window only goes one way. The hole right there goes on top of the lever that moves it back and forth. So it sets in right there, and that lever gets in that hole. So once you've got the motherboard and switch components apart from the case there, to get one of the actual switch housings off, again, very simple. You do want to be careful because it's plastic. There are 4 tabs, just put a light pressure with your thumb so that as you loosen one, it doesn't reclasp. And then once you've gotten two, it comes off. You do want to be, gentle so that you don't break the LED post, but it's not tight. It's not hard to get it off. What I did wrong in cleaning mine, I cleaned just in the top here where there were some little discolorations. That's only where the switch wiggles back and forth to move those metal pieces. It's not actually where the contact occurs. So when I put mine back in, it worked for 2 or 3 times. It was my rear driver's side window that was not going back up. These little metal switches, they're rocker for their contacts, and they will go either way. There's a support underneath that makes it rock. I got them out just with the Q-tip as I was pressing to clean, and fortunately that's what happened, and I discovered the contact was underneath, and that's where it needed cleaning. So as you push down on one end, let me get this back into view, I'm sorry. As you push down on one end, you can see how it stands up really tall, and then it just falls out. Right there, that silver spot, that's what was dirty. And then when I bring this other one out that I did not clean yet, you'll see the difference. See, that one doesn't have a silver spot. It's all dark. And that is what I did not clean, and that's why it wouldn't. But there's a better video on the cleaning and fixing of it. But fortunately for you, I wasn't paying attention to the cleaning when I was concerned of how to even get the thing apart. So when I put it back in, it didn't work consistently. So I had to do it again, and when I tried to add to my video, realized I had not recorded any